let's take a look at this question. The volume of a rectangular sink is 20x to the fifth plus 4x cubed minus 10x squared cubic feet. So we have a sink, a certain volume, and a certain height, and it's got a certain width. And we want to find its length. So before we do this problem, I think there's just too much soap in here. Anyway, before we do this problem, I think we have to learn a little bit more. What I'm trying to do is get stuff that you know, put it all together so we can solve bigger problems, I hope. So this is old news, right? Just combining fractions. We need a common denominator, and we have them. 5/7 plus 1/7 is 6/7. So that's done, right? Keep the denominator. Here, common denominator, 7 minus 2 is 5 over x, done there. Here, I have the same denominator, so I can put them all over 2. The denominator is 2. However, m minus 5 cannot be combined, so this is the best I can do. So again, just to refresh something we did when we did literal equations, the bottom line is if you have a 2 down here, it's not only for the m, but it's for the m and the 5. So m minus 5 really means m over 2 minus 5 over 2. Okay? So let's take a look at the next question and see why we care about this. Okay, take a look at this big fraction. We want to evaluate this. That means get a number answer when p is 1/2. To do this problem, I'd have to do 8. First, I'd have to go 1/2 raised to the 4th power, which I don't really want to do, even if I use 0.5. Then I have to multiply that by 8, add to it 1/2 raised to the 3rd power times 2, and then divide all of that by 2p cubed. I don't really want to do that. So maybe I can reduce this fraction and make this a little simpler, if I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to divide this. Oh, this looks too tempting, but don't do it, because this 2p cubed is not just for this, but it's also for this. So another way to write this is 8p to the 4th plus 2p cubed, but they're all over 2p cubed. That's really what this is the same thing as this. Well, now I can simplify this, and I get 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times. There's a p left upstairs, right? One more p, reducing. Plus, this is 1. So I have 4p plus 1. So what have I just shown you? I've just shown you that this fraction is equivalent to 4p plus 1. So what does that mean for me? It means that when I evaluate, when p equals 1/2, I don't have to plug it into this. I can plug it into this. That's a whole ton easier. 4 times 1/2 plus 1. That's right, 4p plus 1, which is just 2, 2 plus 1, or 3. So it's a lot easier to try to divide first. So let's talk about what we just did. We just divided a polynomial by a monomial. And how did we do it? How did we do that? Well, as it states in your workbook, we divide each term of the polynomial by the monomial. So we take each term of the polynomial and divide it by the monomial. And that's how you divide a polynomial by a monomial. Let's try some problems. All right, we're going to take this polynomial, and we said we want to divide it by 3m squared. That's our goal. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take each term of the polynomial, 6m cubed, divided by 3m squared, plus 9m squared divided by 3m squared, and I'm going to divide or reduce each one. So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice, and there's an m left upstairs. So that's 2m plus 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 9 3 times. That's 3, and good 9m squares. So that's equal to 2m plus 3. Done. Each term of the polynomial by the monomial. Okay? They don't all come out this pretty. They want us to check this. Well, this is what I know, that this is equal to 2m plus 3. Well, how do you check that? Well, you know if I have 6 divided by 2 equals 3, I check it by multiplying this. 3 times 2 is 6. I do the same thing here. I check it by multiplying this. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you the check. (3m squared times 2m plus 3). Okay, distribute. We get 6m cubed. 3m squared times 3 is positive 9m squared, and there's the numerator. You're done. That's the check. Really, really, really easy. Okay, ready for number 2? We're dividing by the same thing. 3m squared. This is a little harder. Not much, but a little. Okay, we're going to reduce here each term. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite it. Plus 36m to the 4th over 3m squared minus 24m squared over 3m squared minus 6 over 3m squared. Okay, ready? Here we go. Each one. Going to reduce. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 6 twice. There are 4 more m's upstairs. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 36 12 times. There are 2 more m's upstairs. So that's m squared. Okay. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 24 8 times. Good night, m squared. Okay, be careful here. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. The m squared is in the denominator. So to write this answer, it is 2m to the 4th plus, because it's a positive divided by a positive, okay, 12m squared minus 8, just 8, minus 2 over m squared. Do not extend this line over the whole thing. It's just over m squared. The 2 is just under the m squared. Sorry, the 2 is just over the m squared. Okay? So that's my answer. It looks funny, but that's it. How do I check this? Well, I multiplied just like before. So here's my check. Actually, I'm going to do my check up there, because otherwise it's going to get too small. Okay, so here's the check. Remember, this is equal to this guy down here. So I have to multiply this times this, right? This times this should give me this. So here's 3m squared times 2m to the 4th plus 12m squared minus 8 minus 2 over m squared. Okay, here we go. Watch, this is going to be really cool. I love this one because it's a little harder. We're going to distribute. 3 times 2 is 6m to the 6th plus 36m to the 4th. Positive times a negative is a negative 24m squared. Okay, check this out. Positive times a negative is a negative. Now, here's what we're multiplying. We're multiplying 3m squared times 2 over m squared. Good night. We just get 6. And that's what we have there. So it checks out. Awesome. Okay, these are the 2 problems that are left in your, that are next, not left, but next in your workbook. Some of these answers may look pretty ugly, okay? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about how they look. Just do the problems. In number 1, do it and check. In number 2, just do it. Leave the check for me. Okay. Okay, let's first talk about these sets of parentheses, okay? Because the bottom line is I absolutely need this whole thing and this whole thing in parentheses to know that I'm dividing this whole thing by this whole thing, all right? Otherwise, the problem changes without these parentheses. So here we go. Ready? We're dividing by 3z, all right? So divide by 3z, divide by 3z, divide by 3z. Okay, I'll say it one more time. Divide by 3z. Okay, remember, don't worry about how ugly it looks. Think of it as a family member. Here we go. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 9 3 times. That's z to the 1st. Good night. We have 4 left upstairs. Okay? 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 27 9 times. This is z to the 1st. We have 2 more z's upstairs. So far, so good. Minus. Good night 3's. Good night z's. You should do them separately. They're separate factors. Nothing goes here. So watch this. This does look a little ugly. Not as ugly as that one. Okay. 3z to the 4th. A positive divided by a positive is a positive. 9z squared. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. 1 plus 10 over 3z. Done. That problem is done. Looks kind of ugly, but it's done. Okay, now I'm going to check this. All right. Actually, where am I going to check it? I'm going to check it under here and then come back and erase it. All right, here we go. I'm multiplying by 3z. 3z to the 4th plus 9z squared minus 1 plus 10 over 3z. Okay, this is the check. Here we go. Distribute. Because the opposite of division is multiplication, so they check each other. This is 9z to the 5th. Plus 27z to the 3rd minus 3z plus, okay, watch this. This is 3z times 10 over 3z. So the 3z's goes. So it's just 10. And that should be the numerator. 9z to the 5th plus 27z cubed minus 3z plus 10 all checks out. How beautiful is that? Okay? So I'm going to erase this so we can get this problem in. All right, here we go. We're going to take each term of the polynomial and divide it by the monomial. We're only dividing by monomials in this section. You want to divide by polynomials and have some real fun? More dirty monkey smell bad? Go to intermediate algebra. Okay? Okay, here we go. Now you got to be sign conscious because you're dividing by a negative, which means the signs are going to change. All right, so be really, really, really careful there. 7 goes into 7 once, 7 goes into 14 twice. Good night, y cubes. That's when we know it's going to get ugly. Okay? A negative divided by a negative is a positive 2 because we already got rid of the variables. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. Okay, here we go. Ready? 7 goes into 7 once, 7 goes into 14 twice. There's one more y, but it's downstairs. So this is 2 over y. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. Okay, now here we go. 7 goes into 7 once, 7 goes into 70 10 times. There's 2 more y's left, but they are downstairs. So it's 10 over y squared. And finally, a positive, oops, I forgot that negative in here, so let's put it in there. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. And it's 7 goes into 7 once, 7 goes into 35 5 times. And it's 5 over y cubed. This should be so much fun to check. This is the answer. It really looks ugly. Remember not to extend those lines anywhere, okay? And we're going to check them as soon as we get that off the board. Okay, let's take a look. Remember, this is the answer to this, right? So to check it, we have to multiply this, the answer, times this to get this. So here we go. Negative 7y cubed. We'll write this as the check in a minute. 2 plus, and I know I'm over this, but 2 over y, and it should be in your workbook at this point anyway, minus 10 over y squared, minus 5 over y cubed. There we go. And this is the check. Ready to roll? All right. So negative 7y cubed times 2 is negative 14y cubed. All right. Negative times a positive negative. I'm going to do this down here. Negative 7y cubed times 2 over y. Remember how we could do this? We can reduce right here. If you rather not, if you rather multiply across, we can, and then reduce here, which is negative 14y squared. So this is negative 14y squared. Okay? Now, we're going to multiply this. So here we go. A negative times a negative is a positive. Now I'm going to show that work down here just so you can see it. Okay. 7y cubed over 1 times 10 over y squared. I didn't write the negative because I took care of the sign already, so don't worry about that. And now, again, if you rather just multiply across, and it's negative, that would be negative 70y cubed over y squared, but then I can reduce, and I get a y left up there. So it is, sorry, I said I took care of the sign up there, and then I put it in. Sorry about that. So it's positive 70y. Okay, very last one. Negative times a negative is a positive. I took care of the sign. Yes, I hear me. I took care of the sign, so I'm not going to worry about the sign. Here we go. We got 7, I almost did it again, 7y cubed times 5 over y cubed. And again, that's easy enough. And I get 35. And that should be, if I turn around, the answer in my the numerator of this. Negative 14y cubed minus 14y squared plus, oh, good thing. Okay, so that's it. That checks it out. So this is the answer, and that's the check, and you are done. All right, let's go back to the challenge question. We're ready. We have the volume of a rectangular sink. Well, we know volume equals length times width times height. So let's see what we know. We know the volume is 20x to the fifth plus 40x cubed minus 10x squared. Are you kidding me? That's the volume. And that equals the length, which is, I have no idea, and the width, which is 5x, and the height, which is 2x. Okay, that's what I know. So I can simplify this. I have 20x to the fifth plus 40x cubed minus 10x squared equals 5 times 2 is 10x times x squared times L. I'm solving for L. Guess what I have to do? Yes, I have to divide by 10x squared. I now know how to do that. I divide each piece by 10x squared because it's a polynomial divided by a monomial. So I have 20x to the fifth plus 40x cubed minus 10x squared, all divided by 10x squared. And that equals L. You ready? 10 goes into 10 once, 10 goes into 20 twice. Good night. I have 3 x's upstairs, x cubed. 10 goes into 10 once, 10 goes into 40 4 times. I'm glad that worked out so nicely. One more x upstairs. Oh, and this is all gone. Life is beautiful. So I have, my length is 2x cubed plus 4x minus 1. Do I need the 1? Yes, because it's a term. If I subtract 1, it changes my answer. So that is the length of this rectangular sink. Awesome. And the bubbles are gone. Awesome. Great. That is the last section or lesson in Mod 9. Heading over to Mod 10.